Hi everyone! This is Lamper Arbuntagan at your service. Our group will be reporting the chapter 8 entitled Gender, Interest and Needs. So I am going to introduce our reporter. The first one, Rodel Nalangan, aka Mathematician. The second one, Kurt Andrew Pamintuan, aka the Chess Master. And the last but not the least, Bethany Joy Tamayo, the Curie. So before we proceed to our report, I would like to ask for your time, a little bit of time. So please stand up, then inhale, exhale. Another one. Inhale, exhale. And after that, please take a seat and please listen well to our report.
Hi, I'm Rodel Sapico Nalangan and I will be reporting about gender interest and needs. Gender interests generally involve issues of position, control, and power. Empowerment of women, especially the poor and marginalized, is crucial to sustainable human development. Similarly, importance must also be given to care-oriented or socialized feminine values. Women's roles are still shaped by development agencies that somehow do not understand the rationale of women from the grassroots. Caroline Moser, in her landmark book Gender Planning and Development, Theory, Practice and Training, discussed feminist theories in relation to trends in gender and development and gender planning. Moser focused on women's liberation and empowerment in relation to practical and strategic gender needs, particularly the need of grassroots women. Development plans and policies often view women as one homogeneous group. It is important to determine a woman's gender interest versus her gender needs in the context of her culture and religious identity. What is gender interest? Gender interests are assumed by many to be the same for all those belonging to the same sex. According to Maxine Molyneux, defines gender interest as interests that are developed by men or women by virtue of their social positioning through gender attributes. Gender interests are considered prioritized gender concerns while gender needs are means by which their concern may be satisfied.
Thank you, Rodel. Hi, I'm Bethany, and I will be reporting the topic Practical and Strategic Need under the Chapter 8 Gender Interest and Needs. So, the roles of men and women in existing societies and institutions are generally different. Thus, their needs vary accordingly. So, we have two types of needs and are usually identified as practical needs and strategic needs. They vary according to the particular social, economic, and political context in which they are formulated. So, let's start with the practical gender needs. So, practical gender needs in terms of planning are not necessarily feminist in content. Practical gender needs and are concerned with women's immediate needs for survival, nutrition, living conditions, healthcare, and employment. These needs are formulated from women's lived experiences, are immediately perceived necessities, and are identified by women themselves in their specific context. They are based in the existing gender division of labor, the needs of women as mothers and wives according to their socially constructed roles in their society. So, women's practical gender needs often involve their roles in the household as primary agents in the reproductive sphere. These roles may include childcare, food provision, houseworks, and often augmented income for the household. Much of the practical gender needs the development planners target involve these domestic roles. Policies and programs can reinforce the socialist gender roles of women. For instance, aiming at women for policies on vaccination or nutrition reinforces the status of women as caregivers. However, it may burden women assuming two roles, as caregivers and earners. It also excludes from the care of their families. The statement that practical gender needs such as access to water, childcare, and nutrition are women's needs obscures the true women-specific needs many women face. Access to water and nutrition are universal needs. However, masking these needs under proper the guise of women's needs may distract women from their true need, which is gender equality. On the other hand, strategic gender needs are those that stem from a woman's strategic gender interest due to her socialized gender role as a woman, one who has a subordinate position in the society. These are needs that are rooted in gender inequality, lack of political representation, the unfair gender division of labor, violence against women, and the non-observance of equal pay. If a woman's gender interest is that of gender equality, and the issue tackled concern domestic violence, then the gender need involves the creation of laws that could protect women from domestic violence. So that's all for my topic. Next topic will be discussed by Kurt. Thank you.
My name is Kurt Andrew I. Pamintuan, and I will be reporting the topic of challenges for fulfillment of gender needs in the Philippines under Chapter 8 Gender Interests and Needs. Gender mainstream places a group of women into one homogeneous category while vaguely defining who women are. While women do have some similar needs based on their biology, nuances are present in their needs of women as influenced by their religion, class, race, nationality, and age. Another concern is that gender needs are equated women's specific practical and strategic gender needs. Confusion also arises because gender and woman are not defined in primarily gender mainstream texts such as a Magna Carta of Women. This assumes homogeneity also disregards LGBT person gender needs. While there are specific laws of provision for Muslim women, indigenous women, women with disability, and women from another disadvantaged group in Philippines. Those enacting policies and laws often assume these women are experience similar factors that influence their access to resources and which issue constitute needs. This lack of clarity is addressing women's needs based on their roles, biology, culture, and subordinate position shows how gender needs may become confused. Traditional gender roles. Men expected to be breadwinners while women doing domestic work such as childcare. Traditional gender roles creates a power imbalance between genders, denying women access to resources and authority. Gender inclusion in the Philippines is far more perfect as there are still many structural and cultural factors that hindering true gender inclusion. That's all. Thank you.
that's the end of our report. Thank you for listening, everyone. Bye.